So I am back and I figured out what was happening with my phone. So I had the Wi-Fi on and it was using the mobile data. So I think that when the Wi-Fi is on, it's trying to search for a Wi-Fi connection as it's using the mobile data, and it creates this whole like weird thing. So I have to make sure to always take down the Wi-Fi search and leave it be. So I'm gonna go right into the reading and finish. So, hey, what's up, Niles? How are you doing? I am reading from the Ghost Perfumer. Thank you for the love, bro. I love you back. I love you, I love you, I love you. Now, I don't know, have you heard about this book, The Ghost Perfumer? Creed Lies, the Scent of the Century. Yeah, it's got some good juice in there, some really good juice. And as you're reading it, it's like, oh man, like Olivier Creed is like, the description is quite interesting. So you have heard about it. Did you get it? Did you already purchase it? I'm like, I'm reading the intro and I'd love to hear your thoughts. So far, I'm fascinated by it. They're just talking about Olivier, and the way that they talk about him is like yi wa wa. So I'll go right into the reading. And so he lounges, sipping tea, this middle-aged roux. Now, roux is a word that's not a flattering word. What does it mean? A roux is a debauched man, especially an elderly one. Is that shade or is that not shade? So he says he's a middle-aged roux and fast gentrifying NoHo. Hey, the scent therapy, what's up? What's up, my friend? I am reading from The Ghost Perfumer, Creed Lies, and the Scent of the Century by Gabe Oppenheim. And I was just mentioning how when Oppenheim describes him, he uses the word roux. And a roux is a debauched man, especially an elderly one. It says, gentrifying NoHo, pausing to discuss in French, thank you, with the help of his New York-based U.S. distributor and publicist, the nature of his work, in particular the 9 custom fragrances he crafted the previous year for VIP clients at a cost of anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 each. I psychoanalyze the client, the man says. We talk about everything, about nothing. If they go to the countryside, what do they do there? He must learn about clients' sex lives, his distributor adds. Olivier says he requires about 3 or 4 fittings to get a person's unique scent just so that he spends 40 hours sniffing each creation as it is made. That each client receives a 5-year supply of bespoke perfume, and that he recently conceived his non-bespoke commercial fragrance, Green Valley, while playing golf. And he can really only force himself to work 3 hours a day. Also, did you know that he skis? He's very sporty, says the distributor, and he smokes a Cuban cigar every afternoon. That Olivier is a caricature of a French man born into great wealth. That his definition of sporting would be rather brutally challenged just a few subway stops away, say in Rucker Park, or just above the Manhattan Bridge in Gleason Gym, is obvious. He fits in downtown no better than Crocodile Dundee, if for reasons less outback than Gaelic smug. Now, I was like, wait, that's a read. That's officially a read, but I don't understand it. So I had to break it down and find out why it's a read. So he says, he's saying Olivier is supposedly sporty, but he's not sporting. And then he says that Olivier fits downtown no better than Crocodile Dundee. And if you remember who Crocodile Dundee was, he was an Australian outbacker who would come to like New York or a city and stick out like a sore thumb. But he says, if for reasons less outback though, than Gaelic smug. So what would Gaelic smug mean? I was like, what does Gaelic smug mean? Gaelic means French or typically French. Olivier is French. And smug is having or showing excessive pride in oneself or their achievements. So Olivier Cresp sticks out and does not really fit in because of his hubris, his smugness, his French smugness. Read, right? Okay, so less clear is why this man proclaiming himself a perfumer is being accorded such respect by the reporter present now from the New York Observer, by the Times journalist who profiled him earlier in 1999, by the New Yorker writer who mentioned Creed in 2 years. Is that too due to money? Or perhaps it's merely due to the family history elucidated on its website. Elucidated means to explain or make clear. So it starts off presenting Olivier Creed in a light of polish gone awry, in a light of someone that was good looking and became not good looking. And guess what? If that's the truth, then no, it's not shade. It is a read, but it's not shade. And so I think that that's where Gabe Oppenheim comes from. He kind of just presents the information as is, and one is able to make the deduction that they want to make from it. So in my opinion, yeah, it's gonna be full of reads. And I'm here for all of it. So I just wanted to make sure I was able to read that information because it kind of got cut off short in the beginning part of the live. So this is the concluding part of the live. I thank you all who were able to join in. What are you wearing? What is your scent of the night? Or what was your scent of the day? If you joined in for this part of the episode and did not see the earlier part of the episode, I actually was able to try 2 fragrances from Jafra that are made for kind of like elementary, junior high school kids, maybe high school with the guitar, right? And you would think that they wouldn't smell so great, but they smell good. And they're eau de toilette concentration, and they're both scents that I would definitely wear. The other thing that I smelled today is from the house of Swiss Arabian. And Swiss Arabian, they have some fragrances called Edge, right? So they have Edge Women. This one is Miss Edge. Ooh, Tom Ford Black Orchid was your scent of the day. Thank you very much, Just Bria. Let me ask you a question, Just Bria. Which one did you wear? You know that there is the Eau de Parfum, right? And then there's the Parfum. Which one did you wear? Did you wear the Eau de Parfum or did you wear the Parfum? The reason I ask you is because the Eau de Parfum on my skin is not a match. It's not the move. But the Parfum, on the other hand, for whatever reason, works great on me. Now, still, I don't like it much. So I'm not a fan of the Black Orchid. But if I have to pick between Eau de Parfum and Parfum, for me, Parfum works. Now, for my sister, I get her either. I get her both, actually. I get her the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum, and on her skin, it smells wonderful. Oh, you got the black bottle. I don't know which one that is. That might be the Parfum. That might be the Parfum. Now, there is a fragrance that's called 24-Hour Oud. Oud 24 Hours. That is a clone of the Black Orchid fragrance, but it doesn't have that harsh or strong battle between the patchouli and the vetiver, I think it is. The EDP, that's the Eau de Parfum. Thank you very much, John. Fragtastic Voyage coming in with the connoisseur and the knowledge. Thank you very much. But I love the Parfum. The Parfum for me, I can rock it. I can rock it. But the clone is the one that I like better than the other one, interestingly enough. What did you wear, John? Oh, the Parfum is gold. The Parfum is gold color. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. What did you wear? What did you wear? John, you just came in. I was reading from the book the Ghost Perfumer, and it does in fact begin speaking about Creed, Olivier Creed, and it paints him in a light of a person that used to be good looking and polished and became unkept. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. But that's what the book is, how it starts. And so some people were thinking that this book is trying to cancel Creed. That's not what it's trying to do. What it's trying to do is just give information. YOURE Tabak by Aaron Terrence Hughes. Let me tell you, I love that guy, Aaron Terrence Hughes. Have you noticed how his communication and his interaction is so much better now? You know, ever since he started getting the help, like he says it himself, you know, he went and he got help, he got diagnosed, he is on the spectrum, and knowing it has kind of changed how he views himself and behaves. He's like freer, you know what I mean? A lot more fun. I saw him and, what's his name? The one that he does the reviews with. And did you see their interaction? Their interaction was so much fun. I'm so proud of Aaron. I'm very proud of him. And yeah, he makes really good fragrances. He makes really good fragrances. I know there were a few people that kind of like to talk bad about it, but let me tell you, I love his fragrances. I've been able to smell some of them. Fortunately, I have not purchased, but the decants that I got were relatively a good size. He actually liked and commented on one of my posts. No way, John. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. Oh, man. I'm going to go look for it. I think that's excellent. Do you remember which fragrance it was that you were showing? Oh, man. I smell so good. Guys, I also did an episode of Marcial and a Blender Chit Chat. So if you can check that out, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. I did it with Faz. Faz, he takes wonderful pictures and he also makes really nice videos of fragrances. And he was one of the people that had won one of my random giveaways earlier on when I had reached 300 subscribers or Instagram followers. And he made a beautiful video with the sillage. It was sillage from Armaf. I don't remember. You have to think. I have done probably over 20 posts with his stuff. You're absolutely right. You've done a lot of posts. You have done a lot of posts. Is anybody planning on getting this book? Is anybody thinking about getting this book? So what happens is I ordered 2 copies, one for myself, clearly because I write notes in the margins, and then the other one is to do a random giveaway. So if anyone watching this, be it the live or the show, would like a copy, I'm going to pick randomly from people who say they want it. As long as you live in the contiguous United States. Right now, you guys know shipping is bonkers. So shipping even outside of the contiguous United States, meaning Hawaii or even Alaska, it's a no-no, you know, it's too expensive. But within the United States, just hit me up in the DM, say, hey, Marcial, I'm interested in the book, and then we'll talk. We'll chit-chat, okay? Tabak, Forbidden, and Om if you like Iris. Okay, because Just Brea asked, I'm not familiar with him. Top 3 suggestions from Aaron. And let me tell you something. Fragtastic Voyage is the person to talk to about Aaron Terrence Hughes, because he really knows that house and their fragrances. Like, I know that there was one that you had recently gotten that you weren't too fond of. But that's how you know a person who really appreciates the house. Like, you get the fragrance and you find out, you study it, and guess what? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Just because you love the house doesn't mean you have to love everything that the house makes. But you do want to know as much of the house as possible. That's kind of how I am with 4160 Tuesday. I really love the house, and I try to get my nose on as many of their fragrances, although Sarah McCartney makes a lot of fragrances. So I try and get my nose on as many as possible. The other house that I love like that is Just Box. So I'm always ordering samples, decants, to smell their fragrances. One of their fragrances that I don't particularly care for is called Green Bubble, because it's a cannabis-based fragrance. Fake. Yes, it was fake. That was the one that you did not like. Well, you hated it. You hated it, you know? But I'm sure you remember the notes and how it smelled and everything, you know? And that's what I think is... you create that kind of a relationship with a fragrance house. You know, our friends, we don't like everything about our friends, but we know our friends, you know, and we appreciate them and we love them, good and bad, you know. And that's how I see fragrance houses. That's how I treat the fragrance houses. I like to know the good and bad of the fragrance house, and I still like them. I still love them. Doesn't change. You know what I mean? So that's it. So thank you guys for joining for the second part. I was like, I am going to conclude this episode the right way. So I shall send you guys out. Goodbye, my lovely fragrance blenders. I'll see and smell you soon. I'm about to feature ATH heavily with my top 5 indie house fragrances. Awesome! Aaron's Terrence Hughes is considered an indie house. So then 2022, I'm going to make a full effort of purchasing some of his fragrances, because 2022 is going to be indies. I'm going to be trying to go heavy with the indies. So thank you, Jess Brea. Thank you, everybody. I love you guys from the heart.